what's up? I'm Ricky Carmichael.
I'm Jason Lyon, driver of the Summit Pontiac GXB.
Hey, this is Regan Smith.
I'm Anne-Marie Rhodes, and I love Full Throttle.
Welcome back. Full Throttle on ESPN Radio 1600. It's great to talk racing 2 hours every Friday night. It was 14 years ago, maybe 12 years ago. I was an announcer up at Colorado National Speedway, and we had the Craftsman Truck Series coming to town. And I got a chance to introduce the field, and one of the big high points of my day was introducing the driver of the number 3 Goodwrench Chevy truck, the black number 3, Mike Skinner. And Mike, it's great to talk to you on the show, man.
Well, I appreciate that. It's been a long time since I drove that old 3 truck.
Yeah, boy. Well, you won the first race in the first season of the then Craftsman Truck Series. Give me your thoughts. How do you think this old truck series has gone in the last, 13 years? Has it progressed the way you thought it would, or are you surprised?
Well, I think it's done very, very well. I ran the first 2 years, and then I went to the Sprint Cup Series for several years, and then in 2004, when Toyota decided to get involved in NASCAR, they kind of wanted a veteran driver to come back to the Truck Series, and I was looking to slow my schedule down a little bit. I said, heck, this is perfect.
Yeah.
So I've really had a great time in the now NASCAR Camping World Truck Series and representing Toyota since 2004.
And at International Trucks, Monaco RV, Toyota Tundra, I mean, it's been kind of a tough start for you, but boy, last weekend, up 4 spots to 13th, had a good race last time out.
It's crazy because that's the worst we've ran this year was last week, and it was the best finish we've had. So it was disappointing, but by the same token, it was like we kind of stopped the bleeding. So we had a great Tundra at Daytona and got ran over from behind. The eventual winner was just really trying to bump draft me. He wasn't trying to wreck me and crashed us. And just had some tough luck, man. We ran good at Atlanta and had a tire come apart, ran good at Martinsville, got crashed because somebody else wrecked somebody else. It's just been it's been a horrid season so far, but it's been great that we do have International Trucks and Monaco RVs, and XI Batteries is back with us, and PC Miler's still an associate sponsor and a main sponsor for a race or two. So there's a lot of positives. We can't really, if this stuff was self-inflicted, we'd all be on suicide watch, but it was just kind of right place at the wrong time. So all we can do is just keep doing what we're doing.
Hey, Mike, how come all the wrecks? Is it because there's so many young guns in the series now? I mean, it seems like, you got that driver from India. We got a young fellow driving the 21 truck, Chris Eggleston, who ran a couple of races. He's one of our local racers who got a ride with SS Greenlight. Is it because there's so many new faces in the series that we're seeing all these wrecks, or are you guys just so at it that there's just not enough race room?
Well, I think that in my case anyway, I haven't wrecked with a rookie. It's all been with veterans, and I had a veteran crash me at Daytona, and like I said, he didn't mean to do it. It wasn't an intentional wreck, so that was, it's just what can you say,
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta, we didn't crash with anybody. We had a tire come apart. So, Martinsville, we had our champion, Ron Hornaday, was wrecking a guy in front of us, and he tried to get Ron back and got me instead. So it is what it is. It's just racing accidents and things happen. But the good news is we've ran pretty darn good, and if we continue to run good, we'll claw our way back up there in the points.
Your next race is May 2nd, Kansas Raceway. Talk about the Kansas track. Is that one you like, or would you like to bypass that and go on to the next?
Oh, I don't really think there's any of them I want to bypass. I like just about everywhere we go, and I especially like Kansas because I won the race there last year. So, anywhere you've won before, you always look forward to going back to hope you can defend. So, Kansas is a great racetrack. There's a lot of stuff to do right there around the racetrack. I like to go to Cabela's and check stuff out. And,
attaboy.
There's just a lot of cool stuff going on around there. So I'm looking forward to going to Kansas.
We're talking with Mike Skinner, driver of that International Trucks Monaco RV Toyota Tundra. Mike, I want to ask you, go back a little bit to when you and Larry McReynolds were a team. He was your crew chief for a while. I just wanted to ask you, did you ever think, hanging around the pits with him and, having him as your crew chief, that he'd be so darn folksy and comfortable in front of the TV cameras?
Well, he's always ham, yes. So I thought he would do just fine. And It's pretty cool. Larry and I, we had a lot of great memories together, and we had a lot of fun, and we're still friends. And that's the cool thing about I've been blessed in my career because there's only a few doors that I really wouldn't want to walk back through again, and there's only a few people in the sport that I've worked for or worked with that I wouldn't go work with again, and it's really, really neat. I mean, I'm good friends with guys like Richard Childress. I mean, we've continued being friends through all the years, and we get to see each other once in a while, and it's funny because I drive a Toyota, he's a Chevy team, but we still have a lot of friends with Chevrolet. So the sport is kind of a family deal when it gets right down to it.
Speaking of family and speaking of Richard Childress, his grandson running the 3-truck this year, Austin Dillon, have you had a chance to check out how that youngster's running? How's he doing behind the wheel of that truck?
Oh, yeah, he comes and talks to me, and, the kid's got a whole lot of talent, but he's smart enough to come talk to myself or Hornaday or some of the veterans when he gets to a place and he's trying to figure out why does it feel like this or why doesn't it feel right or what line do I need to run. And he's a pretty smart kid. And, his father, Mike, is really the guy behind the scenes. Him and Terry Elledge really got me my big break with Richard Childress back in late 94 for me to drive that truck in 95. So we got some history there. I'm a big Austin fan.
Well, we had him on the show a little bit earlier tonight. He's quite the young man. I mean, it's hard to figure he's that young and doing what he's doing. And I know he's had a ton of pressure on him with being, Richard Childress's grandson and bringing the 3-truck back on and just running in the Truck Series anyway, because that Camping World Truck Series is so damn competitive. But he seems to be able to handle it pretty good. He's got a good level head on his shoulders. Well,
he's a Dillon. So I mean that's the problem. His father's crazy. His grandfather's pretty cool, and so is his father. The whole family. We like I said, we're all still pretty close, and I think his brother will be coming up before long, and I think Ty. So he's another one that'll be one to watch in the future.
Mike, you got a couple of weeks off. Kansas is not until May 2nd. Are you going to be making more wholesale changes in the truck? I mean, like you said, it seems like you've run pretty good, but been in the wrong place at the wrong time, or maybe right place at the wrong time, or wrong place at the right. I don't know, but it ain't been good for you so far this year. What do you do in the 3 or 4 weeks that you've got off between races? Do you really focus on making a lot of changes on the truck?
Well, you do, but you got to be real careful because our position in points isn't from not running well. So it's not like we're not running good. We're not quite as good as the KHI trucks and the Kyle Busch trucks, which that's our goal. That's where the bar is right now. So you have to get to that level. And so we've got a new chassis, a new style chassis that we built in-house that we're working diligently. Gene Need and Bo, all the guys back at the shop are really working hard to try to get this truck together so we can bring it to Kansas. So if that happens, we're going to be bringing a new piece that's it's a little bit unproven, but we feel like it's going to be a little bit closer to where we need to be.
Well, we can't wait to watch your race. It's one of the closest races to Denver. I mean, we've got Kansas and Phoenix is about the two we get to pick from since the Truck Series doesn't run up here at Mile High anymore. So we can't wait to see you run on May 2nd in that new chassis, hopefully, and improve that 13th place standing in the points and, get some good luck for a change.
Well, we certainly hope to, and tell all the fans, I lived in Colorado years and years ago, so tell all the folks to come on to Kansas and watch the Camping World Truck Series and have some fun.
Mike, we appreciate you being on Full Throttle. Thanks, man.
All right, buddy. See you later.